Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Church of Evanston. I am the Reverend Eileen Wiviott. I'm the senior minister here. Whether this is your spiritual home or you are newly discovering this community, we are so grateful that you are with us this morning. We are an inclusive and welcoming community, seeking truth and love and striving to nurture the human spirit for a world made whole. We are guided by our principles and values, which remind us in every moment and through every challenge that each of us is worthy of love and that we are all connected through the vast and beautiful web of existence. We come together to remember our kinship with one another and to hold one another in heart and mind with tenderness and with careful attention. If you're joining us online, welcome. There are many links of connection in the description below the YouTube live stream, including the order of service credits, ways to support our mission, and how to join our email newsletter list. If you're here in the sanctuary, we encourage you to use the QR code for the digital order of service or take one of the large print orders of service. Both are located on the table in the lobby, right outside the sanctuary doors, and hymnals are available as well for everyone. We also have an inductive loop system for anyone wearing a hearing aid that is equipped with a T-coil. Your hearing aid should automatically connect if you enable the T-coil feature. For those of you who do not have a T-coil enabled hearing aid, we have receivers that can pick up the loop signal and you can listen through the earphones. A few announcements. The Christmas Eve service this Saturday is at 7 p.m. here in the sanctuary and also live streamed. Christmas morning at 10:30, we will have an interactive service in the round here in the sanctuary, but it will not be live streamed. It will only be in person. There will be some other online service options for local congregations here in the area listed in our nonfiction book group will meet today, via Zoom at 2 p.m. to discuss the book How to Do Nothing, Resisting the Attention Economy by Jenny Odell. Apologies for anyone who tried to join us yesterday as listed in the newsletter. That was an error. After worship, enjoy holiday treats during kinship time at the back of the sanctuary. All are welcome. And now let us settle into our shared time of reflection, celebration, and inspiration as we begin our worship service. Those joining online are invited to gather your chalice as we join in beloved community. Welcome to worship. Get you going. The Unitarian Church of Evanston resides on the traditional homelands of the Council of Three Fires, the Ojibwe, Odawa, and Potawatomi nations. In 1829, this land was recorded as being transferred from the local Potawatomi community, who had no choice but to sell their land to the U.S. government before being forcefully removed west of the Mississippi River. This land was then sold to white settlers. The Chicagoland area is now home to one of the largest and most diverse urban Native communities in the U.S. The acknowledgement of this land's history is one small effort toward building long-term solidarity with contemporary Indigenous communities. We name these realities with honor for all the ancestors, respect for our descendants, and gratitude for the land we use as sacred space. And we invite you to visit our website under Land Acknowledgement to learn more about how we can deepen our relationships. As Jillian, Dan, Sydney, and Fiona Lawrence light our chalice, symbol of our living tradition, please join in saying the adapted words on the screen by Edward Searl. I'll read the first part, and then you'll join in. The candle, the evergreen, the infant child, These are the symbols of the season. For we affirm that a flame banishes the dreariest darkness. The tree of life endures the harshest time, and the spirit of love is renewed with the birth of every child. We celebrate light and life and love. Please rise in body and or spirit and join in saying the words of our covenant. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. And before we sing our opening hymn, let's turn to one another briefly and say good morning. For those of you participating from home, please greet one another in the chat if you haven't done so already. Remain uplifted as we sing our first hymn, and please stay after the service to continue your conversations with folks that you haven't gotten to know well yet. Let's keep building kinship among us. Thank you. Thank you. You may be seated. I invite us now to settle into a time of quiet reflection as we share our joys and our sorrows. This is part of the practice of beloved community. If you have a joy or a sorrow that you would like spoken aloud, you may write it in our Joys and Sorrows book, which is kept at the back table right by the door, or you may submit it through the Google form found on our website, or simply send me an email. We listen to these offerings with tenderness and respect, so let us all quiet our bodies and our voices during this sacred time. I invite you to breathe in and breathe out together. And one more time. Breathe in and breathe out. These are the joys and the sorrows that have been shared today. Gretchen Brewster shares that it was joyous and enlightening to have recently attended a press conference and town hall meeting held in conjunction with a national reparations conference in Evanston. U.S. Representative Sheila Jackson Lee spoke eloquently about the ongoing attempts to pass House Bill H.R. 40, citing the support of many, which I am proud to say includes our congregation. Both Sheila Jackson Lee and Robin Ruth Simmons, the incredible initiator of our local reparations initiative, are so dynamic and forceful in bringing the issues of reparations front and center. With their leadership, efforts are alive and thriving. And it is Bob Mesley's birthday today, and he is so loved. You'll recognize him by his flashing shoes. And his family, he's loved by his family, including his 4 grandkids who call him Baba, which is appropriate because he's wearing a sheep costume this morning. Good job. And this was a joy that was written last week that I missed. It was on the backside of the page, and so I apologize for that, but it's not signed, so I'm not sure who wrote this, but they wrote, thank you for all the kindness you showed a stranger. Words cannot properly convey the joy and love that I have in me for each of you. You are my neighbors, regardless of distance. You are my family, regardless of blood. Community is the answer to the riddle of how to make a positive change in the world. So thank you for whoever wrote that. And finally, Tony Ray asks for positive thoughts and healing energy for her great-grandson, Christopher Ray Mandel, who is 4 months old. He has RSV, and he is in the ICU on a ventilator. We are holding little Christopher in our hearts and our minds this morning. In community, we expand our celebrations and we lessen the burden of our grief. You're invited to come forward now to light a candle for the joys and sorrows that are on your heart this morning. And if you'd like a candle brought to you, please raise your hand. Let's say these words of blessing together. For these joys we give our thanks, for these sorrows we give our love. I offer this poem by Carl Sandburg titled Star Silver as our prayer this morning. The silver of one star plays crosslights against pine green. And the play of this silver crosswise against the green is an old story, thousands of years. And sheep raisers on the hills by night, watching the woolly four-footed ramblers, watching a single silver star. Why does the story never wear out? And a baby slung in a feed box, back in a barn in a Bethlehem slum, a baby's first cry mixing with the crunch of a mule's teeth on Bethlehem Christmas corn, baby fists softer than snowflakes of Norway. The vagabond mother of Christ and the vagabond men of wisdom all in a barn on a winter night and a baby there in swaddling clothes on hay. Why does the story never wear out? The sheen of it all is a star silver and a pine green for the heart of a child asking a story. The red and hungry, red and hankering heart calling for crosslights of silver and green. We're almost there, everybody. We're almost there to the big thing. As we say in our covenant each Sunday, service is our law. UC is called by our mission, values, and principles to contribute to our community, to form accountable partnerships, and to express gratitude through giving. Today's offering will be shared with the Evanston Reparations Community Fund, whose purpose is to directly benefit Evanston's Black community and to heal racism and address harm caused by discriminatory practices. Further, it will help ensure that funding is available for reparations once the City of Evanston's tax revenues for reparations are no longer available. If you are joining us from home or in the building, you may text to give. You may mail in a check or give from our website. If you write a check, please indicate in the memo line if the check is for the shared offering or some other form of giving. The ushers will now pass the collection bowls down the rows. Please give as generously as you are able, and may what you give bring you joy.
Thank you all for your generosity. You may have heard this story before, the story of the birth of Jesus as told in the book of Luke and the book of Matthew in the Christian scriptures. This is one of the most important stories for Christians and for many Unitarian Universalists, for our roots are from the Christian tradition. This year, our interactive Christmas pageant will be just a little different with different people involved. And yet it will hopefully carry the spirit of the season to each of you wherever you are. As in years past, we are going to relive it together. Some of you have joyously agreed to take part ahead of time, and some of you may wish to be a little more spontaneous, and we encourage both. So whether here at home, we hope you participate. And either way, we will experience this tale in a new way. As the story is being told, just watch and listen carefully, and you will hear some cues. For those who wish to participate but haven't chosen a part yet, you will be invited to join as we go along. All you need to do is go back to our cafe area, and our lovely stage managers and wardrobe assistants will help you. And since our interactive pageant is always unrehearsed, there may be some extraneous movement and a little random chaos. But let us embrace this as being part of the multi-generational community that we are. The story is a beautiful one, a meaningful one, and we are here to be moved by it once again. And so, let the story begin with Caesar. In those days, long, long ago, over 2,000 years ago, a decree went out from the emperor, Caesar Augustus, saying,
all the Roman world must be registered in order to pay taxes to me.
All the people were required to go to the city or town where they had been born to register. For some people, such as Mary and Joseph, that meant a long journey. So Mary and Joseph can get their costumes. And we have a need for a lot of stars. So if you would like to be a star and twinkle for us, please raise your hand. And oh, come on, we need lots of stars. Thank you. Go to the back, please, and our assistant wardrobe peoples will help you out. We have enough for like a dozen stars, so feel free. Yes. For those of you at home, however, you can do like twinkle fingers or turn on the flashlight of your phone or light a candle. And even though we can't see you in the bright sun of the day, finally, we know that you are part of our twinkling universe. So Joseph, a carpenter, had to go all the way from the town of Nazareth in Galilee to Judea to the city of David that was called Bethlehem, the same village of Bethlehem that is still there today. Joseph went to be registered with Mary, the woman he was planning to marry and who was expecting their child. Joseph and Mary had to travel a long way, and they knew it would not be easy because Mary was expecting their first child. But there was nothing that could be done about that, so they had to go. They started on their journey, traveling by day and sometimes through the dark nights, which were lit only by bright stars. So now our stars come up the aisle and lead the way for Mary and Joseph. a twinkle behind Mary and Joseph. While we join the quartet to sing O Little Town of Bethlehem, those who wish to be animals can get their costumes. We do have some deer and moose and a baby cow costume, bunny ears. So if you'd like to be one of those, please go on back. And when you have your costume, you can come up and join our stars and Mary and Joseph. So let's all join in singing O Little Town of Bethlehem. You too. While Mary and Joseph were in Bethlehem, the time came for Mary, yes, to have her baby. But there was no room in the inn. Joseph looked everywhere, but the only place he could find for Mary to give birth to the baby was in a stable behind the inn, where there were some friendly beasts making gentle sounds. Feel free. The animals, with all of their friendly sounds, welcomed Mary and Joseph into the stable, and the animals were even kind enough to give up their hay-filled manger so the baby could have a bed. Thus, Mary gave birth to her firstborn child in a simple stable, surrounded by animals. She wrapped him up in bands of cloth and placed him in the manger. And now we need someone to be our messenger angel. Who would like to be an angel? This is an important angel, by the way. Did someone just say, I will? We have a volunteer, thank you. Go on back and get all dressed up. And we do have an extra shepherd costume if anyone else wants to be a shepherd. Raise your hand if you'd like to be a shepherd. Don't be shy. No. We also have a couple, at least 2 or 3 angel costumes. Gray, you want to be an angel? Sweet. Anybody else like to be an angel? There's spark. Oh, good. Go ahead. So while our shepherds, angels, and our messenger angel go get their costumes, we will sing Go Tell It on the Mountain.
Jesus Christ is born. What shepherds
Right. In that region, there were shepherds living in the fields, keeping watch over their flocks by night. So let us sing about shepherds and join singing the first Noel. Then an angel of the Lord stood before them, and this angel was truly magnificent. And the glory of the Lord shone around the shepherds, and they were terrified. Our shepherds can come up to you. And the messenger angel said,
"Do not be afraid, for I bring you good news of great joy for all the people. To you is born this day in the city of David a Savior, who is the Messiah, the Lord. This will be a sign to you. You will find a child wrapped in bands of cloth and lying in a manger."
And suddenly there was with the angel a multitude of angels. Angels, come forward. Shepherds, come on up too. We'll have to make room for everybody though. And the angels were saying, "Glory to God in the highest heaven, and on earth peace, goodwill among all people everywhere." And now we need a special star, a very special star. We have a special star, yes, awesome. The wise people, Camel and Special Star, can get their costumes and be ready. And while they're getting their costumes, we will sing "Angels We Have Heard on High." And the shepherds said to one another,
"Let us go now to Bethlehem and see this thing that has taken place, which has been made known to us."
So the shepherds went quickly to Bethlehem, and there they found Mary and Joseph and the child lying in the manger, just as the angel had said it would be. When the shepherds saw this, they told everyone what the angel had said to them about this newborn child. And everyone who heard their story was amazed. But Mary kept all of these things and treasured them in her heart. And the shepherds returned, glorifying and praising God for all they had heard and seen, as it had been told them. So our wise people are hopefully ready. And after Jesus was born in Bethlehem, 3 wise people who were kings from the east came to Jerusalem. And these wise persons asked,
"Where is the child who has been born King of the Jews?
For we observed his star in the skies, and we have come to praise him and bring him gifts."
The wise persons learned from King Herod about a prophecy which had been spoken long ago, that the Messiah would be born in Bethlehem. So the wise persons set out for Bethlehem, and there ahead of them went the star that they had seen when it first appeared in the east. So let's join in singing "We Three Kings of Orient Are." And the wise persons followed the star until it stopped over the stable where the newborn child was laying in the manger. And when the wise persons saw that the star had stopped, they were overwhelmed with joy and entered into the stable. There they saw the child with his mother, and they knelt down to worship him. And they offered him their gifts of gold and frankincense and myrrh, which they had brought with them. Let us pause for a moment and look at this scene. It is a special night with stars and angels and shepherds and wise people and many animals. And they are all witnesses to a special birth. No doubt the birth of Jesus over 2,000 years ago in a stable in Bethlehem looked a little bit different than this. No doubt our sanctuary is much larger, fancier, heated. But the love and the mystery and the wonder that we see here is no different from the wonder that was there at the time of Jesus' birth. It matters not the details of this story, whether they are true, for it is a story of a simple birth of a person who would influence the world for generations to come. It is a story of awe and wonder with a message of love and forgiveness that Jesus lived and taught throughout his life. It is exciting that Jesus was born in a manger and that the wise people came to visit him. But what is even more exciting is that Jesus was born of a mother just like you, me, all of us. Right? And that just like us, he grew up asking questions. Yes. And when he was all grown up and he put his beliefs into action, and he said, "You can do this too, and I'll show you how." This is the good news today and why we celebrate Christmas. Because the Christmas story reminds us that any and all of us choose to make the world more fair, more just, more compassionate. So let us go from here today, giving thanks for Jesus' birth, and remember to take his vision of peace and justice out into the world. And in that spirit, let us sing Joy to the World.
As Jillian, Dan, Sydney, and Fiona extinguish the chalice, please join in saying the words on the screen by the Reverend Elizabeth Sell Jones. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. And please rise in body and our spirit and join in singing our closing song, We Wish You a Merry Christmas. Let us go with joy and hope that is born in this story. Let us carry these in our hearts. Let us go and enjoy treats and good cheer at the back. And let us go making peace and making our commitment stronger and stronger for liberation for all. Merry Christmas.